All right, so page 18. Now, yesterday, we learned to look at the number 1. Remember? To look for the 1 and then look for the y, right? To find the unit rate, we always looked at where the 1 is, wherever the dot was. Remember how I tricked you and you all thought, like yesterday, everybody thought that this was 70 cents?
I did.
Except for you. You were the only one. But remember this? We always looked at the 1. Okay, so on page 18, if I look for the 1, there is, Leilani, no, there is no 1 there, right? So there's a 6, but I want to find the unit rate, but there's no 1. I want to know, if I zoom it in, I want to know what is the value of 1. Okay?
What is the value?
But there is no 1. There's no dot. It's just there's a line. I don't even know. It's not 18. Okay, because it would be 6 is 18. Where's the 1? Where is it? Right now it's like a big question mark. I don't know what it is. So what we do is we do a little bit of work. Okay, so in order to solve for 1, we have to divide. Okay? So what you do, you always, does anybody remember what letter goes inside? Letter. Y. What goes outside? X. Does anybody know what this row is called, X or Y? And this is your? Okay. Okay, so that should be review. Okay, so we pick any dot that's actually labeled. So I'm going to obviously do the ones with the smallest number. So I'm going to pick this dot. This dot has an X value of 6 and a Y value of 18. I'm going pretty slow. Some of you already know the answer, so I'm just explaining to you when they get harder and you don't know the answer. This is what your brain has to do. Okay, so picking these points. What number goes inside?
12.
18, because it's a Y. So 18. What number goes outside? 6. All right, so we go, how many times does 6 go into 18? 3. Guess what? That is your 1. That is your unit rate. 3. So right here would it be 1? This number would actually be 3.
Is it not long division?
I mean, well, this one's easy. It's like 6 times 3, 18. We're done.
It's going by
Oh, so it's like
that. The bottom is going by 2. And still,
Now it's going by 6.
yeah, because the 6 times 2 is 6. 6 times 4 is 12.
All right. You're both right.
Yay!
What is my equation?
Y equals 3. Fancy X.
Y equals 3 fancy X. That's your answer that they're looking for. So
Why does it say y equals 3x?
why does it what?
In the top over there, write your answer as y equals 3x.
Thank you. That's exactly what I'm going to go over right now. So do you guys see how write your answer as y equals kx? And you're like, K? Where did K come from? In 7th grade, the unit rate is equal to K. Okay? Don't ask me why. I don't know why it's not U for unit or R for rate. I know why it's not R because R is radius in math, but I don't know why it wouldn't be U. I can't remember what U stands for in math. Anyways, so
Unit.
no, because this is unit rate, but they use the letter K. So when you're taking the test and they're asking you to write it as y equals kx, know that K is just unit rate, okay? Don't overthink it. It's just the K is unit rate, okay, and fancy X. Now, something else I want to go over. It says, identify the constant of proportionality. You might sit there and go constant of proportionality? I don't know what that is. I'm just going to skip this question because it's fancy words. I don't know. Guess what? Constant of proportionality is just a really, really fancy way of saying unit rate. Okay? So, constant of proportionality is just a super, super fancy way of saying unit rate. But what do kids, they read constant of proportionality, they freak out, they don't know what to do. But in reality, all you're doing is dividing and that's it. Constant of proportionality, and I'll try to put it on like do nows and homework. Don't be scared of it. It's literally, you've been doing it for 2 weeks now. Constant of proportionality is unit rate. We're good? Yeah.
What if the answer is predictable? We have to write the division total? Like 20 divided by 7.
You have to tell me what you're dividing by. So number 2, what goes inside the box?
45.
45. What goes outside? What's my answer? 9. What's my equation?
Y equals 9.
Cool. That's what I'm looking for.
So we don't really have to do like all this?
No, this is just like showing you where I'm getting these numbers. Because if I would just did this, you'd be like, huh? What? What? So I have to like circle it and tell you where I got the 6, tell you where I got the 18, that X goes outside, Y goes inside.
We still have to do the equation now?
Well, write your answer as Y equals KX. Okay. We're good? Go. Do page 18.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Bruh, this is.
I thought you said you wanted to be honors.
No, man, I can do that.
Bruh, this is like.
Wow, there's a lot of repeats, huh?
I think I'm talking late last week. 5 times 9 is 45. You got the answer, bro.
There's so many, the last one of decimal.
No, none of them are decimals. Oh, the last one's the easiest one.
Really? Let me do it first.
Oh, no, no.
Sorry. I'm so used to it, you know. Did they question it?
Huh?
Did they question it?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
I finished.
My bad.
Only on the last one, you don't even have to do division.
Correct. So the last one, why is it the easiest one?
Because it's 1.
Because they already gave you the 1, right? It's 1 times 5. They already gave you the 1. So the easiest one is the one they give you the 1. All you have to do is, you're there. It's it. We're done. All the other ones, you have to divide. And all of these are simple division, right? There's no remainders. There's no decimals.
never mind.
Will there be reminders?
I'm too small.
There'll be decimals. So maybe the unit rate's like 1.5. But not on this worksheet. This worksheet's pretty easy. Pretty straightforward.
Can I use my phone for a calculator?
For which number?
All of them. Except for number 8.
You should be able to do number 7 without a calculator. And number 5 without a calculator.
I should be an honor.
These are not even.
Okay, we're keeping our comments to ourselves.
Yeah.
I already finished.
Question? You finished? Okay, I'm going to give you guys one more minute and then we're moving on to something a little bit different but the same.
2 more minutes.
But an honor would be able to do it.
they're all 8.
Here's
A bunch of 8.
They would 3 of them are 8.
3 of them?
I messed up a little bit. Is there any erasers?
Oh, here's the eraser that left here for.
No, 9 times 8, 72.
Miss Emily, why
Yes.
mostly all the bottom numbers are like 8?
Right? Yeah, I don't know.
Like 5, 6, and 7 are 8.
All right. 20 more seconds. Okay. Come on. All right. Class, what's the answer for number 3?
4.
Oh,
Y equals 4.
Y equals 4/50.
okay. 4?
Y equals 6/50.
They did the same.
Y
Y
equals
equals
8.
80 times
And the number
Y
8.
equals 8.
I'm literally How's brilliant.
Y equals 8. Y equals 5.
Pretty easy, right? Imagine having a test just this. 100% for everybody. All right,
Exactly, that's why we should have to test on this. Our next quiz should be just this.
right?
Wait, no, never mind.
Okay, page 21, please. Okay, 2 reasons why we're skipping. 1, I got to teach you a lot of stuff before that math test, and then the SBAC is in May. We're kind of running out of time, so we got to move fast. 2nd, what we're skipping is things that you already should know. So I can easily tomorrow be like, you know what? I want you to work on page 19 and 20 by yourselves. You should all be okay with that. I'm focusing right now on like new stuff that you may not know how to do, so we're doing it together. And then we have a field trip, so I might. What? No, sorry. No,
When?
not. We're not. You're not.
You're not invited.
You're not invited.
What?
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 All right.
Why
Who's
not,
it
Miss
for?
O'Malley?
Okay, page 21.
I think we deserve it.
Yeah. We're such good kids.
Such good kids that never interrupt the teacher or slow down the class. What is K? Now, K is unit rate. It goes between the equal sign and your X. Okay, so let's look at this. The table below shows the relationship between cost of renting a movie to the number of days rented. So back then, Blockbuster, Diego, we used to rent movies, but not anymore. All right.
Now there's Netflix.
Oh, was it on his phone?
No.
Oh, because I couldn't see.
This is not where you can like have like a private seating and then
Andrea's like, with her eyes, she's telling me he was on his phone. Take it away. But, okay. True.
She is always on the phone.
Okay, do we want to say it to YouTube? Because YouTube just heard it all. All right.
Hi, YouTube.
2 to 4. Okay, so let's graph it. Let's graph. 2, 4, 5, 10.
This is Miss O'Malley. That's Miss Ochoa. They're both different.
That's fine.
Instead of putting the numbers on the Y, she was just putting one.
Oh wait, Miss O'Malley, I did wrong.
Yeah, I like to go using the unit rate. It's easier that way.
I was accidentally doing this graph.
All right, no worries. Here you can see that, are they going up by the unit rate? No, they're all going up by ones, right? So careful when you graph it. 1, go up to 2, 2, go up to 4, 4, go up to 8, right? So they're not going up by the unit rate, but did you graph it? Did you put the points? That's what you're doing right now.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Now, this is very important. You have to use a ruler because I need to know if it's a straight line or not. If it's not a straight line, that makes a huge difference.
It looks like a straight line. Wait, no,
It
no.
looks, but I need you to use a ruler because you can't.
No, it's not straight.
I'll
She
just
was
do
using
it.
her phone when you were over there.
It's not a straight line.
Well, we need a ruler.
But I did.
All right.
You guys get the skin ones.
Okay, so we're gonna use a ruler.
that's just not straight.
Look at my.
Hold on. Okay, we need to connect. We need to focus. Connect the dots and then extend your line. Connect and extend.
How did yours come out straight?
Because I graphed them correctly.
Well, guess what? I did too, Miss O'Malley.
Okay, gentlemen, did you connect with the ruler? It's important that you try if it's a straight line. All right. All right. Now, is it a straight line? Yes. So therefore, we need to find the unit rate. Where on a table is the unit rate? Where do I look? At the 1. Okay? This is where you look. This is why I drew a little face yesterday. This is where I look. I always look for the 1. Is there a dot for the 1?
Yeah.
Okay, so pay attention, everybody, because it's pretty easy. But if you're not looking, if you're looking at the floor, you're looking at your neighbor, you're not paying attention. You look for the 1. You look for your dot. Whatever your dot is, that's your unit rate. So my unit rate will be 2.
If you look down, you just see 1 and 2.
Yeah. Well, I'm showing you from the graph, because sometimes they'll just give you the graph. Sometimes, good observation, you can look at the table. Oh, look. 1, 2. Whatever the 2 is, that's called your unit rate. Also, double check this. Did I multiply all of these numbers by 2?
Yes.
So, times 2, times 2, times 2, times 2, times 2. Are they all going up by 2?
Yeah.
Yes. That's a good thing. They all have to go up by 2.
That was bad.
What's our equation?
Y equals 2 fancy X.
I would love it if you call it still a fancy X when you're in high school.
Still hard.
I will.
I'll make sure I will say it.
Okay.
Call it fancy
And if my
X.
teacher asks me why, I'll just tell them it's Sonali College.
Yeah.
Miss O'Malley, when are we gonna watch the video of Pi?
March 14th.
March 14th.
All right.
Very specific.
I like it.
Oh yeah.
What should I label
But it's
the X?
On the day of
What should I label X?
the number of days.
Days. Very good. You telling me number of days tells me that you know how to go from the table to the graph, which is an important skill to know. What's my Y? Cost. Very good. Good job. All right. Bottom one.
Miss O'Malley, I already know the unit.
All right. We'll keep it to yourself for a second. Go. Let everybody think. I know. Daniel sold candy bars to help raise money for band. The table shows the amount of candy he sold to the money he received. Let's graph it. Let's practice some graphing. Graph it right now. Do it before I do it. Plot those points before I start plotting. Come on, Isabella. We should be on the second problem now. 9.5? Oh, no. Only graph the ones that fit. So, the 1.5 fits.
I'm done.
3.15 fit. 9 does not fit. 4 and the 20 fit.
That's a straight
2.10.
Yeah, it's pretty straight.
So we're going to use a ruler. We're going to connect and extend. Don't just do this. I need you to extend it because I need to know, like in about 5 minutes or tomorrow, does my line go through 0, 0? If it doesn't, we have a problem. So that's why we got to extend it. I want to make sure it goes through 0, 0. And if it doesn't, we got to make some major issues. Okay, good. Okay, where can I find the unit rate? Next to what number?
1.
The 1. Here or here. Okay? You can look at it here or here, wherever you want. So what's my unit rate? 5. What would be my equation? Y equals 5 fancy X. Now, did I multiply all these numbers by 5? 1 times 5, 3 times 5, 9 times 5, 4 times 5, 2 times 5. Yeah, so they all are being multiplied by 5. That is huge. If at any point it changes, Diego, we have another problem. Okay, what does X represent?
pounds.
What does Y represent? Cost. Good. Again, if you can label this from the table, like transfer it over, it's a great skill. We okay? All right. Okay. Now we got, okay. Is there a proportional relationship? Question mark. This is the first time,
What page is that?
22. This is the first time since, Emmanuel, we started doing this packet that we're going to run into some problems. We're going to have some issues. Okay?
No.
Okay.
We're big brains. We have it.
Plot the points, Emmanuel. So, page 22. Let's plot these points. Go. Plot the points.
What page is that?
22. A scholar would know.
Dang.
I knew that.
It's not really straight.
I don't know. I think we're good on this one, actually. 1, 2. 2, 4. 3, 6. 4, 8. 6, 12. Okay. We're going to take our rulers. Super important that you use a ruler. Connect the dots. Extend your line.
How do you guys do that?
I'm not sure if you're like messing up, like you're plotting Y first, or you're mixing up the numbers.
No, I'm doing X.
Okay. All right. According to this table, what is my unit rate? It's 2. So did I multiply everything by 2?
Yes.
2. Yep. 2. 2. 2. Yep. Okay, good. Now, I'm going to ask you, what? I'm going to ask you these two questions, A and B. Or check mark it. The graph goes through the origin. What is the origin? 0, 0. Diego. So the origin, write this down, is 0, 0. So this is why we made such a big deal since the very first page of what does 0, 0 mean? $0 means 0 boxes, or right? 0, 0. Parentheses 0, 0. So does my line go through the origin? 0, 0 is not on my table, but does my line go through 0, 0?
Yes.
Check mark. The graph is a straight line. Check mark. If these two things are checked, then we say it is proportional. That means that 1 hamburger is $2. 2 hamburgers is $4. 3 hamburgers is $6. Does the price change the more you buy? Nope, it stays the same. Okay, so what would be my equation? If it's proportional, you can tell me an equation. What would be my equation?
It's not a straight line. There you did.
Did you write your equation? Okay. I know, but I'm talking about this equation for number 1. Okay, so we wait. All right, number 2, plot it first. Plot it first. Plot it first. You have to know, Gerardo, I need you plotting quickly. 1, 3, 2, 6, 5, 7, 7, 8. Okay. We're graphing. We're practicing graphing. Correct.
It's not a straight line. Do we still have to
Yes.
mark it with the ruler?
You still have to what?
Do we still have to mark it with the ruler if it's not a straight line?
You're going to prove to me that it's not a straight line. So, I mean, if you want to just... Okay, my question, though, it's obvious it's not a straight line, right? So we can put an X there. So, the graph is a straight line? No. So, can we call it proportional? No. Is there an equation? No. So there is no unit rate, no equation. Because it's not a straight line, there's no unit rate and there's no equation. But Miss O'Malley, there's a 1 there. So shouldn't the unit rate be 3? Well, did we multiply all these numbers by 3?
No.
Because what's 5 times 3? 15. So it's 7. Because it's not proportional, we don't have a unit rate. We're not multiplying. I mean, it starts off like, oh, look. Yeah, 2 times 3 is 6. 1 times 3 is 3, Miss Emma. Yeah, but then once we go down here, sad face, it doesn't work. Right? So Does it go through the origin? I mean, we can force it through the origin. We can go like this. And then it's like not good. So we could go through the origin, but we still have an X down here. And you see, yeah, when I connect these dots, not a straight line. This means, have you ever gone, like, let's say, let me just pretend like a hot dog. You buy one hot dog for like $1. But if you buy 3 hot dogs, they'll charge you just $2. Have you ever been to like somewhere where they do that? I mean, maybe not hot dogs, but something else. Like, okay, fine. You buy one milkshake for $2, but if you buy, 3, you get it for a lower cost. It doesn't end up being $2. So hot dog for $1 or 3 hot dogs for $2.
I'm hungry now.
The graph would look like this.
She always makes us hungry.
Yeah,
She always talks about food.
because it's something you guys can relate to.
That's if you just go on.
Yeah, or like buy 2, get 1 free, things like that. It would be a really weird graph. All right.
Buy 2 and
Can we turn to page 23?
Then how many pages are you doing?
Are we gonna 25? Just pack it in the middle of the
All right, ladies and gentlemen. The first one is 0.5 on the X. So that goes between the 0 and the 1. So this 0.5 would go in between the 0 and the 1. You know what I would start with? I would start with the whole number. So I would graph 1, 4, and 3, 12. I would get those graphed perfectly in the right little corner. I would start with 1, 4, and 3, 12. That's what I would start with, because those go in the corner, right? So 1, 4, 3, 12. So those go in the corners. We know we're right. Now, Brian, the decimals, well, they're going to be like in between the boxes, right? We really don't have these very often. So 0.5, that's between 0 and 1. And then I would go up to 2. So it would be right there. That's 0.5 and 2. That dot right there. 1.56. 1.5 between the 1 and the 2. 6. 2.5 and 10. I would strongly probably predict you weren't paying attention to me since the beginning. Well, what's my unit rate if I look at 1 right here? It would say, no, look at 1. How do I go from 1 to 4? Times what? Times 4. That checks off. What's 3 times 4? 12. Okay, that checks off. What's 0.5 times 4? Okay, if I have 50 cents times 4, so a group of 50 cents, a group of 50 cents, a group of 50 cents, a group of 50 cents. How much money do I have? $1.50 times 4. So $1.50 plus $1.50 plus $1.50 plus $1.50. $2.50 plus $2.50 plus 2. Yeah, but kids, they get all freaked out when I go decimals. So, are we always multiplying by 4? Yes. So some of you are like, it's not a straight line. It actually is a straight line. I know it's hard to tell because of the decimals. I get it. That's why I did the math over here. Does it go through the origin? Yes. Is it a straight line? Yes. Is it proportional? Yes. What would be my equation?
Y equals
Y equals
4.
4.
Look for the 1. Whatever the Y is, that's your unit rate. Okay? If we use it all the time. Okay, can you guys graph last one of the day? Does it look good or does it look bad?
It's not straight.
Not straight. Well, if I look for the 1,
Yeah, it's not straight.
1 times what is 2 times 2, right? So we're saying that the unit rate is 2. So did I multiply all of these by 2?
Some yes, but some no.
Which one's a yes?
There? No, wait.
3 times 2 is not 5. 4 times 2 is not 6. 8 times 2 is not 9. 9 times 2 is not 12. So the 2 doesn't work. Even though the 1 and the 2 are there, it doesn't work. Plus, it's not a straight line. When I connect these, you see that it's not a straight line, right? So the graph is a straight line? Nope. So as soon as one of these is wrong, we're going to go with not proportional. So there is no unit rate. And if there's no unit rate, there's no equation in 7th grade. In 8th grade, they'll tell you how to write an equation, but not in 7th grade. 7th grade, we go, yeah, no equation. We're done. All right. Does it go through the origin? I can force it to go, or there's 2 ways to do it. You can either go like this, connect these 2 and go like, oh, look, it doesn't go through the origin. Or you can actually force it to go through the origin. Either way, since it's not a straight line, it's already canceled out, right? So you can force it to go to 0, 0. Or you can just connect like this, make this like a straight line. But either way, you know it's a no. You know it's ruined. All right. We learned a lot today. Does anybody know what constant of proportionality really means? Unit rate. Good. Constant of proportionality. All right, we're going to pack up. We have 5 minutes. But wait, I want to know how many of you still haven't turned in